Sheyibane Beis Hamikdosh, etc. B'mheira v'yameinu. We constantly sing it. We pray it. We're constantly asking for the rebuilding of the Beis Hamikdosh. I want to ask you a question. Why don't we build it? Who is holding us back? We have over 6 million Jews living in Eretz Yisrael. How come there's no call from Rabbanim, etc., to build the Beis Hamikdash? It's a major job. It's a major construction project. I'm sure if we'll send out bids, we will find more than one company would be willing to undertake this grandiose project. Challenges to overcome? No, since when are we frightened of challenges? Why isn't this happening? Pasuk says, "V'asu lemigdosh v'shachanti b'seicham." Build the Beis Hamikdash, and I will be present. So there's a mitzvah of building the Beis Hamikdash. There's a whole, in Rambam, there's a whole halachas, hilchas, melachim, melcham, hilchas, Beis HaBechira, building laws of the Beis Hamikdash, the Klei Hamikdash. There's halachas about building the Beis Hamikdash. So the question here is it an individual mitzvah or is it a collective mitzvah? Is it like a mitzvah of putting on tefillin, lighting Shabbos candles, that every single Jew has to do this? Or is it more of a collective nature, like Som Tosim Olechem Melech, have a king? It's not the responsibility of the individual. It's the responsibility of the collectivity. So the mitzvah of building the Beis Hamikdash, upon whom rests it. So in the Sefer HaChinuch, although we're not certain who the author is, but it's certainly a very universally accepted Sefer. And there he says, in the Mitzvah 95, he says the following: this mitzvah is applicable when the majority of Eden live in Eretz Yisrael. Vezui continues, and this is min ha-mitzvah she'eina mutolis ala yachid. It's not a mitzvah which is placed upon the responsibility of the individual. Ki'im ala tzibur kulan, on the entire community. So the Chinuch says it clearly. Today, we don't have the majority of Jews living in Eretz Yisrael. So we can't build it. Plus, it's a responsibility of the community, the collective community. The collective community is not completely there in Eretz Yisrael, so we can't build it. Now, some ask an interesting question. The second Beis Hamikdash was built when the majority of Yidden were still in exile in Babel. The answer that is given to this question is because that was by direct command of the prophet. Today, no prophet has come and told us that we must build the Beis Hamikdash. So therefore, we can't build it. Let us also look in the Rambam. The Rambam in Hilchos Melachim, in the first chapter, says the following: Shalosh mitzvahs nitztavu Yisrael b'shas knisas ha'aretz. Eden were commanded 3 mitzvahs when they came into Eretz Yisrael. Lemanes alem melech, to impose, to set up kingdom with a king. Lahachizar shel Amalek, to eradicate the descendants of Amalek. And then it says, V'livnois Beis HaBechira, and to build the chosen home, the Beis Hamikdash. We know that the Rambam, when he puts different things together, is a sign that they depend on each other. So the Rambam makes it very clear that the construction of the Beis Hamikdash is dependent on having a king. If we don't have a king, we cannot build the Beis Hamikdash. We don't have a king today. We have a government, we have a president, but these are political appointees. This is not what the Torah calls a halachic Torah king. So therefore we can't build the Beis Hamikdash. And interesting, when we look further in the Rambam, in the same Hilchos Melachim, in chapter Yud Aleph, Perik Yud Aleph, the Rambam says the following. When he discusses about Mashiach, he says, HaMelech HaMashiach, the King Mashiach, Osid Lamoid Olahazir, Malchus David Liyoshna. Mashiach will be re-establishing the kingdom of David HaMelech as it was in the past. And what else is he going to do? Then he says, then he will build the Beis Hamikdash. In other words, because when the King Mashiach will be appointed as Mashiach and will be accepted as Mashiach, the majority of Eden will live in Eretz Yisrael, so he'll build the Beis Hamikdash. And it says, and after that, Umakabetz Nitri Yisrael. After this, he will also ingather all the Yidden. So whose job, so to say, is it to build the Beis Hamikdash? Mashiach, after he is appointed as king and after he has established the kingdom. So there's nothing for us to do today? No, there is. With every mitzvah we do, and particularly when we learn the halachas, when we learn the Torah and the halachas of the Beis Hamikdash, we hasten the Beis Hamikdash, the construction, the way it is Lamaila. And as we are told, with Mashiach's coming, the Beis Hamikdash will come down, and all that Mashiach will have to do is just to hang up the gates. So Rabbeinu Shalom, we're ready to hang up the gates. Please make it happen today.